He desires for us to have enthusiasm for life, to be enthusiastic, to be looking forward to life. This is what God desires for us. Okay, to be creative in every area of talent or skill, right? Because he created us. And if he created us, he's given us creativity. So we ought to have creativity in every talent that we have, and every skill that we show ourselves to be skillful at. You know what I'm saying? Okay? And everything that he has given us and placed in us, we ought to have enthusiasm about it. Yo, what is it? You already know what it is, man. This is your man, Levon. Welcome back to my channel, Levon Says, where our goal is to love you, to uplift you, to motivate you, to inspire you, to learn with you, to laugh with you, to encourage you, and ultimately to enlighten you. You dig? Thanks again for joining me in this part 6, the closing of this series that we've been doing, having inner strength. Right? Developing inner strength, God's gift of inner strength, in the way of, how to have inner strength in times of, burnout, in times of criticism, in times of fear, and in times of persecution. And we're going to follow this series up with letting go of the emotional baggage. You dig? So that way, when we finalize letting go of all this emotional stuff that we realize that we've been carrying, that's when God's inner strength can start to grow and become strong in us. You dig? So please remember to like this video, share this video on all your platforms, right? Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you're always notified whenever I upload content. All right? So now let's go ahead and get into this Faith Over Fear Friday Part 6, Developing God's Inner Strength series. You dig? Let's get into it. One of the things that really stumps a lot of people when it comes to developing inner strength, right? And allowing God to come in and do what he does best, which is cleanse us, renews us, strengthens us for the task he has at hand, and then guides and directs us, right? But a lot of times we have a problem in our final step, that final hurdle is letting go. We don't like to let go, right? And when it comes to letting go of change, you know what I'm saying, is what's necessary in order to be able to let go. When it comes to letting God in so he can build our inner strength, and he can come in and take away the pain and take away the hurt, a lot of people have a problem in letting go. Okay? They have a problem with letting go of the past. They have a problem with letting go of past hurts. They have a problem with giving it over, whether it's because they don't want to think about it, it's too traumatizing, whether it's because they've lived with it for so long they don't want to let it go, whether it's because they don't know anything else. A lot of people have a problem with letting emotional baggage go, and that's what we're going to talk about in this final part of the series, is letting go of the emotional baggage. Okay, the lingering emotional weakness and the persuasive emotional weakness. So what do you mean by that? Well, lingering emotional weakness is, pain of the heart that persists. Yeah, I don't care how you try to drink it off, smoke it off, sleep it off, sex it off, gamble it off, adrenaline it off. Emotional pain of the heart, okay, that persists. It lingers. It goes on and on from year to year. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter relationships. It doesn't matter what you do, what job. It's a pain of the heart. that persists. Okay, and pervasive emotional weakness is a pain of the heart that spreads. It doesn't just affect one person, but it affects many. It spreads, right? You know how misery loves company, right? And if I can recognize pain in your heart, then you probably be able to relate to the pain that's in my heart, and then you know I'm spreading my pain to you, and now you carrying your pain plus my pain, and then you spreading our pain to somebody else, and now they carrying three. Now they spreading their pain to somebody that's folk. You see how it multiplies and how it spreads? That is pervasive emotional weakness. You dig? A lot of people have a problem getting past that. Okay, and what does this pain in the heart that lingers and spreads? What does it do? It's emotionally this emotional drain, right? This emotional sucking of all your strength, of all your desire, of all your to want to, right? It saps our energy. You know what I'm saying? It saps our energy. We have no desire to do. We fall into a depression. You know what I'm saying? Have no desire to want to do anything. I mean, come on now. Has anybody ever been there? You just have no desire to do anything. You don't want to get up and do anything. You don't want to get dressed. You don't want to look nice, pretty, or handsome. You don't want to go nowhere. You just don't want to do nothing because you just don't have no energy. Your energy's been sapped. You're just depressed, right? What else does this emotional baggage do? It drains away our creativity. You know what I'm saying? God is a creator. He created us. And when he created us, he gave us imagination. But because of emotional baggage, it drains away our imagination, and our imagination becomes stifled. It becomes blocked. We don't have no creative juices because we just so tired. The emotional baggage is just weighing us down. You know what I'm saying? It diverts our motivation. You know what I'm saying? What once motivated us and we was excited about and you know we would get up for and get hyped. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? That enthusiasm for life, you know, that the vitality that we used to have and that spark we used to get with certain things. It just, vitality is gone and it's been zapped because of emotional baggage. You feel me? What is that spark for you? What is that enthusiasm for life for you? What is that motivation for you that seems that has just been lost, or it's been drained, or it's been left by the side of the road because of emotional baggage that we carry? I carry, you carry. Listen, God desires none of these conditions for us. Okay? None of these conditions he desires for us. Okay? He desires for us to be filled with vitality. You know what I'm saying? He desires for us to have enthusiasm for life, to be enthusiastic, to be looking forward to life. This is what God desires for us. Okay? To be creative in every area of talent or skill, right? Because he created us. And if he created us, he's given us creativity. So we ought to have creativity in every talent that we have, and every skill that we show ourselves to be skillful at. You know what I'm saying? Okay? And everything that he has given us and placed in us, we ought to have enthusiasm about it and a vitality for it. Because, he's given us health. He's given us strength. He's given us power. Okay? And he's given us the ability to have the maximum physical health, vibrant relationships, effectiveness, as a witness of the gospel. These are things that he's given us. These are the things that he desires for us. Not this emotional baggage stuff that, that you be carrying, I be carrying. I mean, we all have carried it. That's not his desire for us. But his desire for us is that we would be free of all that garbage. You know what I'm saying? We need to think about that when it comes to how it has impacted our relationships. People don't want to be around us because we're just sourpusses. You know what I'm saying? We're always tired. We just don't have no zest for life. A lot of things that come out of our mouths are negative. A lot of our thoughts are negative. It seems like we can't see anything good. You know what I'm saying? That impacts my relationship and your relationship because people don't want to be around that. I mean, when truth be told, with a rubber meets the road, people don't want to be around other negative people. They may not know what we're going through, but to them, we seem very negative and very down and just very emotional and you know what I'm saying? People don't want to be around that. It impacts our relationships. People don't want to call us because they get on the phone with us. Just a 10-minute phone call, just say, hey, I was just calling to check and see how you're doing. That phone call is going to wind up being 30 to 45 minutes to an hour or even longer. Or that one phone call is going to multiply to several phone calls. So now people don't want to call us. People don't want to text us. People don't want to deal with us because of emotional baggage that we have refused to put down. We don't want anyone to come in and take away our touch. It's kind of like that hoarder mentality. You always seen that show? Have you ever seen that show, Hoarders? When people want to come in and take stuff, and then people will go crazy and they'd be all mad and pissed off. That's my stuff. It's mine. All that kind of stuff. It brings me comfort. It brings me, peace, and you can't have it. Right? Same kind of mentality. You know what I'm saying? It gets to the point to where it leads to physical health problems. When people are just when they let stuff linger for for years, right? You see them when they were young, they looked one way and they were all vibrant and looked like they had a zest for life, and then you see them like 20 years or 30 years later, and you be like, what the heck? What happened? That person cannot be that person. No way. Yeah, way. Because of lingering emotional baggage that never got resolved, that was never dealt with, and they carry it for years. And then it gets to a point to where it starts to weigh on their physical health. It starts to weigh on their mental health. And then they look like they've just been ran down and ran over by a Mack truck. Why? Because they never took care of the emotional baggage, and it started weighing on them physically. Started making them sick. So, high blood pressure, obesity, some people go to the other side, which is bulimia and just doing the wrong things, drinking and stuff leads to, cirrhosis of the liver and cancer and smoking and, being addicted to, all kind of drugs, meth and pills and all kind of stuff, right? Leads to the physical damage of the physical bodies because of carrying emotional baggage and not dealing with the emotional baggage, right? And not only that, but it affects our witness. It affects our witness as Christians and our ability to witness. Think about it. How effective can we be if we're carrying all this emotional baggage that we haven't dealt with? Right? How can we be an effective, walking, living, breathing testimony for Christ when we got all this emotional baggage that we haven't even dealt with? I'm just saying, God doesn't desire none of these conditions for us. You dig? I say it again. God doesn't desire none of these conditions for us. You dig? So then the question becomes, are you experiencing emotional pain? Be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the first thing you need to understand if you are experiencing emotional pain is that time won't heal your pain. We always think, if I just give it some time, or we just give it a little time, all I need is some time to get over it, and then once time has passed, I won't be thinking about it no more, and I'll be fine. No, time won't heal your pain, but Jesus can, and He will, right? He will heal our emotions if we turn to Him and receive what He has to offer. You dig? Okay. The second thing we need to understand, for those of you that may be dealing with, emotional pain and carrying emotional baggage, all right, is that God's way of healing the emotional pain and baggage is studying His Word and learning His Word and then applying what we've studied. I'm just keeping it 100, okay? You want to get rid of the emotional baggage? You want to be healed? Read His Word, study His Word, and then apply His Word. You dig? Okay? Because God desires for us to be emotionally free. He don't want us to be bound up and be bogged down. Okay? He wants us to be emotionally free. Okay? Because He has strength for us. He gives us strength. We just got to tap into it. He wants us to be unshackled from these emotional weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? From this inner pain that we have in our heart. He wants us to be free from all that. Matthew 11:28 says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." 29, "Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest for your souls." 30, "For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light." I want you to check out 3 John chapter 1, verse 2, because this directly talks about God's desire for freedom and strength for us, right? To be unshackled from emotional weakness and inner pain. And it reads as thus. 3 John chapter 1, verse 2 says, "Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospers." See, those that struggle with, carrying emotional baggage, right? And they experience these conditions. All these conditions are symptoms, okay? They're symptoms of emotional wounds that have weakened our faith and made us feel more vulnerable, you know what I'm saying, to manipulation and injury from others, as well as attacks in the spirit realm. I'll give you an example, okay? When we have been wounded emotionally, okay? When we're vulnerable emotionally, that means we're susceptible to people being able to come in and manipulate us. We are susceptible to people being able to injure us deeply, right? Being able to attack us. And we're susceptible, or we're open to even spiritual attack, right? Because of these conditions that have weakened our faith and make us vulnerable. But Jesus said that He came, that what? That He would heal the brokenhearted. He came to heal the brokenhearted. This is what it says in Psalms 147:3. In Luke 14, no, not 14, Luke 4. I think it's Luke 4:18, I believe. I believe it's Luke 4:18, where He said that, He had come to proclaim liberty into the captives, right? And bring sight to the blind, right? And to set free those that were oppressed, right? This is what Jesus came to do for us that were emotionally strapped down and weighed down with all this baggage from our past and from hurts and from things that people have said and things that we have picked up and believed in. This is what he came to do. Why? Because emotional pain and emotional weakness causes us to feel dejected and defeated. You know what I'm saying? And though some people try to mask it, and they mask it well on the outside, you know what I'm saying? And others may not notice, but we're all bound up on the inside. You know what I'm saying? And we're all tight and stressed out and have all this anxiety, and it's causing all these things, right? And it's causing us to be blind to God's goodness, right? It imprisons us in this sphere of darkness that we can't see no way out. I don't care what direction, 360 degrees, up, down, round, underneath. We can't see no way out because it's emotional baggage. But Jesus came to set us free. Jesus came to make us whole. Okay? He came to impart into us, right? And what he came to impart into us is a deep, abiding, consistent inner strength, right? And that inner strength, it develops us so that we can, move on to greater and greater strengths in him. This is what he came to do, to impart strength into us so we can help others become strong from emotional baggage. Come on now. Okay, and there's two things that will help bring this about. Okay, and one is we got to set down this emotional baggage. You know what I'm saying, sis? You know what I'm saying, bro? We got to put down this emotional baggage, okay? All these old feelings, you know what I'm saying? These old feelings that hurt us, we don't like to think about, you know what I'm saying? Thought patterns, we got to start recognizing and we got to start seeing the repeat of the cycles in our lives that are negative and are damaging. You know what I'm saying? We got to recognize those thought patterns. Okay? Past experiences that trigger traumas. Okay? Those past experiences, we got to let that go. We got to put those past experiences that don't keep talking about them. Don't keep hashing them and bringing them up because they're triggers. They trigger our emotions. They set us back when we didn't came 100 feet forward. They set us 1,000 feet back. Okay? Those things that we're accustomed to carrying. You don't believe me? Look at Numbers chapter 11, verse 14 through 16. Numbers chapter 11, verses 14 through 16 says, I'm not able to bear all these people alone, because it's too heavy for me. And if thou deal thus with me, kill me, I pray thee, out of thy hand, if thou have found favor in thy sight, and let me not see my wretchedness. Let me not see it. If this is how you're going to do, just kill me now. Right? Verse 16. And the Lord said unto Moses, gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom thou knowest to be the elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them unto the tabernacle of the congregation, that they may stand there with thee. Right? Verse 17 says, and I will come down and talk with thee there, and I will take the spirit that is upon thee and will put it upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with thee, that thou bearest it not by thyself alone. But we got to do our part. You know what I'm saying? We got to do our part, okay? We understand that Jesus is the Savior. He's our healer. He's our deliverer. Okay? He's the one who makes us whole. Okay? However, we have a part to play in bringing about, this healing of our emotions and receiving God's strength. Okay? We have a part to play. I have a part to play, and you have a part to play in bringing this about. Then you have a lot of people out there that act like they just can't live without it. They can't live without this emotional baggage. They've been having it so long, it's been with them so long, and they can't see life without it. You know what I'm saying? Go ask Lot's wife. She couldn't see life without what was going on in the past. So much so that she had to turn back and look. She couldn't see life without it. She had carried it so long, she couldn't bear not to carry it any longer. We got to learn to put the baggage down because, emotional baggage, all it does is increases our vulnerability to being attacked by the enemy, or even for something to try to attach itself to us. You know what I'm saying? From us being worn down, from us being weighed down, from us being tired, from us not being prayed up, from us not speaking forth the word. It increases our vulnerability when we carry around all this excess baggage, okay? There's no benefit to continue to carry all this emotional baggage. There's no benefit to it all, okay? There's no good reason to continue to hold on to that which slows you and I down. What sense does that make? That's like trying to do a 100-yard dash with a parachute on. We're the only ones got a parachute on. Everyone else is just running free. What sense does it make to continue to hold on to stuff that's just going to slow us down, keep us from being vibrant, keep us from being strong, keep us from having an exuberant attitude when it comes to life, stops us from experiencing the fullness of God that God has prepared for us from the beginning? We got to learn to set the emotional baggage down at the foot of the cross and walk forward in life with a new attitude and with a new freedom, okay? We got to be able to say, Jesus, I'm at the end of my ability to heal my own emotions. I can't make it by myself. I'm not strong enough by myself. So I lay down my emotional burdens. I lay down my emotional pain. I lay down my emotional weakness at your feet. And with your help, I resolve. Okay? I resolve never to pick them up again. Okay? Jesus can be present in any situation to comfort us, to love us, to nurture us. When we make ourselves available to him and vulnerable to him to receive the fullness, of his love and forgiveness, Jesus is present whenever we face our sin, whenever we face, our mess ups, our shortcomings, whenever we own up to what we've done wrong and we come to him and we face it head on, he is present with us. Okay? Whenever we seek to grow spiritually in our lives, he's right there to help us become accountable to ourselves and to others, always in love and forgiveness. The second thing we need to do is we need to invite the Lord to do his work in our lives. We need to invite the Lord to do his work in our lives, okay? Because the Holy Spirit is not going to overstep the boundaries of my will and your will. It's just not going to do it. He is not going to override our will, okay? God's not going to invade our lives. He's not going to just force his plan onto our lives. Yes, he has a plan, but he's not going to force it onto our lives. He's not going to strip away our painful memories. He's not going to take away the things that trigger us. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah 58:12 says, And they that shall be of thee shall build of the old waste places. Thou shalt rise up the foundation of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in. Ask him to bind up the emotional pain. Ask him to set you free from emotional bondage. Ask him to impart to us his strength, not our strength, not the world's strength, but his strength. Ask him. Isaiah 61:1 says, Isaiah 61:1, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath set me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captive, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. Listen, this is what he wants to do. It's his work. All we got to do is ask him to do it in us. Invite him in to begin a healing work in you. I pray today is the day for a new beginning towards a stronger tomorrow in your emotions and attitude. And today is a day for a new beginning towards a stronger tomorrow in my emotions and attitude. One love. I pray that this series has been a blessing to you. I pray that you share this series from the first part to the sixth. I pray that you like this video, that you subscribe to the channel, and that you hit that bell notification so you're always notified whenever I do series or individual videos, because we do videos on this channel Monday through Friday. You dig? Remember Lameli E, love, uplift, motivate, inspire, learn, laugh, encourage, and enlighten. The channel purpose is to bring these 8 words to you and make them become alive in your life, followed with the word of God. One love, your man Levon. I'm out.